Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War is the newest Call of Duty to emerge in the franchise. As new Call of Duty games are made, the quality seems to be better and better than how they were a couple of years ago. Today, in this video, I will be reviewing Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. This includes the multiplayer, zombies, and its inclusion in Warzone. I will not be talking about the campaign since I just simply won't. I didn't in Modern Warfare. I enjoyed both campaigns and I really like Cold War's campaign and the decisions that it makes you make and the impact that it leaves on the player afterwards if you understand the true meaning of the story. But although I do enjoy the stories of both, I will not be talking about them since I feel like the multiplayer, zombies, and its conclusion in Warzone will be mainly talked about. And here I'm just going to put in footage of this first clip right here that you're watching. This is footage from me playing Nuketown on PS5. Not 120 hertz, just 60 with ray tracing sometimes, and then other times it turned off at 1080p. And then also I'm going to add in some older PS4 footage because I didn't have enough footage for my PS5 playthrough. And other footage that I did have, I just couldn't get it to format on my drive, so that was weird. But anyways, I'm going to be using beta footage from PS4 along with this current footage. So first and foremost, I think it's important to say two things, and those things are Treyarch midway through development was switched into the role of making Cold War. Originally, Sledgehammer was working on another game. If you don't know how it works now, it goes 3 developers, they cycle through, takes a 3-year development cycle. Treyarch only had a year and a half roughly, so that might explain why Cold War is unpolished or lacking in content, but that doesn't excuse some fatal issues that I will discuss. But just something to keep in mind. Originally Sledgehammer was working on this, so understandable. And 2, which is that I think the campaign is great. I don't think it's Treyarch at their best, but all that's important to me is that they tried and they made an effort, and the product is good in my opinion in that area. Personally, Black Ops 1 is my favorite Call of Duty campaign just because of the momentum it had. Anyways, for the multiplayer. Multiplayer. Oh dang. Okay, so I first played this game, and in the beta too, I loved it. It was my favorite so far between Modern Warfare and Cold War. I really enjoyed Cold War, and it was a lot of fun at first, but when I got to like level 35 roughly, it just got boring. The matchmaking, it just sucks in this game. It's called skill-based matchmaking, but it's really not. It's just really garbage and crappy. It's actually based on immediate performance. So let's say one match you're doing really bad. Next match you're gonna get matched against bad people. And then let's say that match you do good. So then you're gonna get matched against good people. Then that match you do bad, and then back and forth, back and forth. So it just really sucks that they decided to take that route. And I have reasons to support this claim. One of them being, have you ever noticed that after a Call of Duty match of multiplayer, it disbands the whole lobby except your party? And that's because it's trying to find new people to match you against, which is really annoying. This might have been in Modern Warfare, and if it wasn't as bad because it's not nearly as noticeable. Even though Modern Warfare does have not the best matchmaking, it's pretty bad too, but not as bad as Cold War. Cold War's matchmaking practically ruined multiplayer for me, and I don't even play multiplayer anymore because I'm just so tired of it. Like this match right here, I'm doing really good. Next match, we got matched against like the sweat gods, and then we got destroyed. So matchmaking sucks. the sandbox, and when I say sandbox, I mean the weapons, the grenades, the explosives, stuff like that. The sandbox isn't too big compared to Modern Warfare. It's really lacking in content. I expected there to be a lot more. For instance, my friends and I were doing custom games where it was just we all used the same weapon, and after like 5 custom games, we just got bored because there's not enough weapons that are interesting to use. You have like your standard weapons, and then out of that, they're like, or on the outside, you have like some interesting weapons like the grenade launcher and RPG and stuff like that, like shotguns too. But there's like 2 or 3 shotguns in the game, just really dumb. And then when you look at Modern Warfare that has like 15 or something crazy like that, it just really seems dumb that they didn't like. I would have been happy with the delay. It just seems dumb that they rushed it out like this in such an unfinished state. The whole game, as a matter of fact, feels more like open beta than a finished game. Some people may argue the updates are going to fix it, but it's like, I understand that there's always going to be bugs in a product or mishaps in a product. That's just inevitable. But when your game is so unfinished like this, it just feels like, why would you release it? And I don't feel like it's the developers' fault, although they should take accountability. I feel like it's the investors and everyone who's behind there who just wants the money. Everyone at Activision that's just rushing it out as quickly as possible, that forces Treyarch, Infinity Ward, and Sledgehammer to release their games in an unfinished state. Like when Modern Warfare came out, it sucked. But now, it's actually really good. So I have hopes that Cold War will fix these fatal flaws in their game and move on to the future. Although some games, such as World War II, haven't done so well when all the fixes and patches have come out. Probably since with World War II, it's like after it was patched, those were just basic things that should have been in the game from the start. But hopefully Cold War turns out good in the end and a fun, playable game that you can play with your friends. But yeah, the matchmaking sucks. The sandbox is small and limiting. Playing just isn't that fun compared to playing Modern Warfare. Why would you swim in the pool with less water? Such as meaning, why would you play the game with less content? Even though that the year before there's a game that came out with more content? Or like, why would you drink the milkshake with less flavor, for instance? It just really seems underdeveloped and underpolished compared to Modern Warfare. In Modern Warfare, I'm going to be comparing these two games a lot since Modern Warfare came right before Cold War, and it only makes sense. And also, a thing that I also dislike about Cold War is that the whole mentality of Treyarch going into this, and with Black Ops 4, is trying to make the player think that they are better than they actually are. And what I mean by that is, let's take the elimination system for instance, right? In Cold War, there's no kills, there's no assists, it's just eliminations. And eliminations are both. So you could get an elimination for killing someone, or you could get an elimination for shooting someone once and then your teammate killing them. So it's really hard to tell the difference between a kill and an elimination unless you're really paying attention the whole time. And it's just stupid because it makes the player think they're better than they actually are, so they can't improve because they've already hit that level of satisfaction. Same with the combine that with the quote-unquote skill-based matchmaking, it just makes the game even worse because it just makes it not very fun for the player to play. It's just the whole game is designed around this, and it's just really stupid that Treyarch did this. Like with Modern Warfare, at least they had kills and assists, so you can tell the difference and think about where you need to get better at in which area. In Cold War, you have to look up your stats in order to find that, which is just really stupid. It's like, who thought this was a good idea at Treyarch to just implement this whole stupid system? But whatever. Anyways, time to talk about the multiplayer music. And in general, the music for this game, the soundtrack is pretty good, not gonna lie. I'll talk about the zombies soundtrack when I'm talking about the zombies in this part of the video. But for right now, I'm just gonna play a little bit of the multiplayer theme. It's pretty good in my opinion. So I think they did a good job there. So in my opinion, this main theme is pretty good because it accurately portrays the whole theme of the game, which takes place during the 80s. So there's like a disco and funky are the main trends right now in the United States. So it really just fits well with the whole overall feel of the game and the theme of it, what it's trying to be and like fit in with. And it does a really good job doing this. So my rating for the multiplayer section of this game would have to be a 4 out of 10, since there are crippling flaws which I've explained, but the music in my opinion is good and the overall COD gameplay and addictiveness is still there. So yeah, 4 out of 10. So for zombies in Cold War, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a zombies kind of guy. I just don't really like zombies as a whole. I prefer survival in Modern Warfare more than I play zombies on Cold War. I just don't like it. It's boring for me, honestly. For me, like, the actual gameplay isn't entertaining, but the conversations you have with people, because of the gameplay that's so boring, is more interesting and more intriguing to zombies. I can see the appeal in why people play zombies, but personally I don't really care about it. It's just like everything just seems to be like there's like 5 different hoops to go through in order to do one single objective, and it's just like tedious for me. But anyways, that's just my personal take and opinion on zombies. It's just what I think about it. I have played it with my friends before, and it just, like I said, wasn't very entertaining. And I don't know, it's just, I just don't really care for it that much. Maybe it's just Cold War zombies because there are differences between the games that I know about. I don't know, just Cold War's zombies doesn't seem very fun to me. It doesn't feel, I feel like zombies should be a survival-like game mode, but obviously with zombies. But it doesn't feel like that in Cold War. It just feels like you're running around constantly, doing stuff constantly, and that just isn't very fun for me. It's like tedious objectives that I don't really care to do or want to do. I can't even play the idea of the game mode, which in my opinion, when I hear a zombies game mode, I'm thinking, oh, it's a survival game mode, but zombies doesn't feel like survival. It feels like you're constantly running around while avoiding things and beings, but whatever. That's fine. I can see the appeal for zombies, I guess, but I just don't like it that much anyways. So for the zombies soundtrack, I do have to say that I'm also fond of it. I like the little nice switch, the subtle switch of you switching from like multiplayer to zombies, and then the song starts playing, and the other song starts fading out. But anyways, that's pretty good. I'm gonna play some of the main zombies theme right here too, so you guys can listen to it. Just like the other theme that I played, this one also does a good job of portraying what the field of zombies is. Like when you think of a zombies game mode and then you hear this song, you can instantly just pair them together. They're very recognizable, so that's pretty good. But yeah, I don't really care for zombies personally. That's just me though. I just don't care. Although I'm not that invested in the zombies game mode, I've heard that in many ways BO4 zombies is better than Cold War zombies, so if I were to rate this category, I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10. or a 7.5 out of 10. I'll be generous and give it a 7.5 out of 10 because I've played it and I just don't care about it, but that's just me. But it could be better and more enjoyable to more people, so you know, I'll rate it 7.5 out of 10. So for Warzone integration with Cold War, honestly it's kind of weird because when you boot up Cold War or even Modern Warfare or Warzone, they're all integrated with each other, and it's just weird because in the past it's always been like Treyarch and Infinity Ward brawling to see who could become the best Call of Duty developer. Now it's like they're working in unison, which is good, but it's just weird. And also Warzone right now is just an honest mess. I've played a couple of matches and it's just not the same. There's just so many changes, too many to list, but just to list a few, I'll try to. That being the new guns obviously added. Some balancing changes need to be made. Most of the new weapons are either too OP in Warzone or just don't fit the Warzone like feel or the Warzone theme. So it's just a little weird. I don't know why they put the guns in there. Maybe the operators I would have been fine with, but the guns, it's just weird. Anyways, though, if I were to rate this part, I'd probably rate it a 3 out of 10 since Warzone is pretty much just a mess right now. So, yeah. So, for the conclusion, Black Ops Cold War, besides the campaign, deserves a 14.5 out of 30. And if you're curious for what that is scaled down out of 10, that is a 4.8 repeating infinite 3. So pretty much not too good. They should have really done more, but at the same time they had less time to develop this game, so I don't know. I really wish Cold War changed major things about their gameplay, and then I would play it so much more because I really feel like this game has the potential to be one of the best games in the franchise following Modern Warfare. As of right now, Cold War is just that it's in a weird state because it's like, why would you play this game? Like I mentioned earlier, why would you play this game when it has less content than Modern Warfare does? I mean, you look at this game and compare its content to Modern Warfare's, and Modern Warfare has Spec Ops, Survival, Warzone. Well, both have Warzone, but a better multiplayer, a stronger sandbox, better overall matchmaking, actual kills and assists system. It's just so much cleaner and so much more polished than Cold War, and it's just, why would you play this game? Honestly, unless you really, really, really like this game, I don't see a reason why. So if you plan on buying this game, as of now, I think it's currently on sale, but that might have ended. If it's $60, I wouldn't buy it. Even if it's $50, I wouldn't buy it. If it's like around the 40s, then why not? Because, I mean, it's around the 40s. That's not too bad of a deal. But anyways, in conclusion, Cold War really does have some potential, but that could really be wasted if Treyarch doesn't put their minds to changing how the game plays out, the core gameplay mechanics such as what I mentioned earlier. Anyways, though, Cold War, it's one of those games where just at first it's fun, and then over time it just slowly wears on you. It's just like I said, it's in a weird state. So yeah, I enjoyed Cold War, but I'm gonna have to give it this because there are major flaws. So I'll let you guys watch the rest of this match play out because this is my best match on Cold War that I have. It was originally, the whole clip was 40 minutes long. I condensed it down to 20 minutes so it could fit on my USB drive. But anyways, if you're still watching, thank you for watching. I'll let this match play out so you can see my gameplay. And yeah, thank you for watching.
That house. Oh, RC. Dude. How is that
major
bad?
lag spike.
I know, right? You saw that too.
Major lag spike.
Losing Bravo.
Nene, are you moving? Oh no.
Yeah, I'm fine.
So I think I'm lagging. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm kinda laggy too.
Enemy
Not
spy plane
laggy.
inbound.
Please, come on. This is one of my best matches. Don't do this to me, Cold
Oh,
War.
people are like moving a bit slow.
Enemy care package.
Don't do this to me, Cold War.
Solid.
Oh wait, never mind. I'm doing good now.
Grenade out. Grenade out.
Securing Alpha.
We'll pay for that. Yeah, get T-back, get T-back. Yeah.
Enemy care package above.
It's like stuff too. Never mind, I'm wrong.
Hostile counter spy plane established.
Oh gosh darn it.
Get killed.
Losing C.
Good combat, bro.
Well, why would you say that? It's not nice.
Yeah, bro. Not nice, man.
Enemy sentry turret detected in your AO.
Dude, how many sentry turrets?
Lots, bro.
Fun and nice to play.
Victory's close.
I saved you, Obama.
Bro, thank you.
Oh, will you save me?
Securing Charlie.
No.
Losing Alpha.
I saved you. Thank you to
Oh.
shout out to Cole. Never mind.
Молодцы, разведчики.
Oh yeah.
Timber.
Oh
Thirty
yeah.
kills.
I got 59.
59? Holy bro. Oh yeah, yeah. What did you say? It gives you combat bow. Oh, was everyone going for that care package, bro?
I don't know. I just went back there and I found
well.
everyone. I leveled up twice. I almost leveled up 3 times.